Hello everyone, this is Money Mom. Welcome to the channel. I have a very important topic to talk to you guys about today. It's about how over-consuming is keeping us broke and poor. Let's get started and talk about it. And when I'm talking about this, I'm pointing these big thumbs right back at me. I'm not lecturing you guys. A lot of times when I do these videos, I'm talking to myself mostly and giving myself a lecture. The first way that I feel like it is keeping us broke is buying all these cheap type items, getting everything at a discount. When we're constantly buying things on sale and always looking for sales all the time and clearance, it can really keep us broke because we're buying a bunch of stuff we don't need and we're anticipating what we might need. I find that I have done that quite often, and I say this all the time to myself to see if I want it. Dawn, if you had to pay retail for this, is this something you really need right now? 95 to 98% of the time, the answer is no. Number two, and this is a big one. Now, I don't do this one a whole lot, but I see a lot of people doing it. Hey, this personal finance, if they want to do it and that's how they want to spend their money, that's great. But a lot of grab-and-go snacks and foods. If you're out every single weekend and you don't pack snacks and drinks with you and you're always out buying them at coffee shops and you're out buying snacks whenever the kids are hungry, that stuff adds up quick, especially if you're out every single weekend doing that. And then if you buy lunches out, grab and go and convenience foods and drinks. Believe me, guys, I love them. Do you think I really want to bring water from home? No, I'd rather have, a crushed icy or something really delicious and refreshing. Nothing wrong with doing that sometimes, but if I'm doing that all the time and then I'm saying, gee, I'm having trouble, saving money, these little, what I call death by a thousand cuts can really add up. That is for sure. Number three, clothing. And with that, how they market it. For example, I love Women Within. Actually, I don't remember. I think this is from Women Within. I don't remember for sure though. But I love a lot of their clothing. It's well made and it lasts me a long time. But they'll send magazines like 75% off. Well, I start looking through the magazine, and I just want to use that as an example. Now, I didn't thoroughly look through, but I didn't find anything that was 75% off in there. But what happens is they might have one or two items in this entire magazine that are 75% off, and they get you all excited, so you start looking through the magazine and seeing what you want to order. Oh my God. Oh wow, there is something 75. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so hey, let you go. I'll talk to you guys later. I got to go order some clothes. But that would be an example. Clothing. I mean, most people they wear maybe 20% of their clothing, and people are always decluttering and getting rid of things. Hey, I admitted to you guys, I'm decluttering. There's nothing wrong with decluttering, but if we're constantly decluttering, for me, I know for myself, that means I'm buying things I don't really need. So, and part of that is clothes. I would say clothing is a huge item that people have more than what they need, and they don't wear a lot of it. I know that I'm guilty of it, and I have clothing of all different sizes. Okay, number four, grocery shopping and simply buying too much food. Now, I have heard this many times, and a lot of it is produce, so I've done much better on that. But they say the average American wastes 40% of their food, and I do have to say, I think part of the reason is because of all the fear buying the last several years. People are constantly trying to stock up on food, and so they're scared that, hey, we might not have it available to us, and so they're purchasing it. But then when you buy more food and you bring it into your home and you shove it, like I always say, out of sight, out of mind, and you forget some of the things you have because you don't have a proper inventory system, you forget things. Whether it's produce you bring home, such as strawberries, and you don't properly wash them and cut them and store them where they'll last longer and then eat them right away, a lot of these things get forgotten about. And so basically it's like we're throwing 40% of our food budget out the window, or also just purchasing more than what we need. Hey, I'm preaching to the choir at this one. We all know that I overeat. Yes, I've kept off a little over 30 pounds, which is good, but if I were to eat smaller portions, and which I would say better sized portions for us, because we all know how many of us measure all of our food out, that would really save on food budget if everybody ate portion control. I know that for sure for me. Also, number five, buying in bulk. I do think that these club stores are great, but sometimes if you're a small family, you may simply not go through, whether it's food or non-food items, buying everything in bulk. It may not always be such a great deal, but we're kind of conditioned to think, well, if you're buying it in bulk, you're definitely saving money. Well, you are if you use it or you share it with a friend maybe. Okay, number 6, services we don't use. I've mentioned this one several times. Many times we might join a gym. That would be a great example. Some people go faithfully all the time and they love it. Some people join it, they have great intentions and they just never go, but then they think they're going to go and then they never cancel. It could be anything. I remember once I joined some kind of learning tool online. It was some kind of classes you could take, and then I never did it. And so, I took some classes online before. I think I still have access to them, and I paid for it, but I never followed through. So doing things like that can end up wasting our money. And we have so many interests, but there's only so many hours in a day, right? Okay, number 7, we're just tired of what we have at home, whatever it is. For example, you might have bought one of the first Instapots or air fryers, right? You bought maybe one of them and you really like them, but now they've got new ones out that have many more wonderful features, new and improved. So even though your other one's still working, it's kind of like out with the old, in with the new. And we want something new to replace it, even though we have something that works perfectly well. I mean, growing up in the 70s, and I know I've mentioned this before, we were not over consumers. We bought what we needed, and whatever we had, whether it was a hand mixer, pots and pans, basically we took good care. Now, I know things were made differently then, I've been told, and I think that's true, but things were built to last, and we took good care, and we were not always out purchasing. We would buy gifts twice a year. You'd go out for a meal on a special occasion, and you bought clothes when you needed them. There was an ironing day and you took an amending day, and you took good care of what you had, but you didn't have a lot. I think I only had 2 or 3 pair of shoes. I had a pair of summer sandals, a pair of tennis shoes, and a pair of dress shoes, and maybe a pair of school shoes. Maybe I had that too. But we didn't have all the stuff that we have now, and so there wasn't as much clutter and things like that. But we get tired of what we have and we want something new, especially when you see, which is my next point, trending items. And I'm going to give you an example. This last weekend I was given a wonderful sample of this cream. It was thick, and I love creams rather than lotion because they're thick. It smelled heavenly and it felt so good on my skin. I wanted to go buy it. Did I? No, I didn't. Why? Because I have tons of lotions at home. And I told myself, you need to use what you have at home. You don't need more candles. You don't need more makeup. You don't need more lotions. You don't need more body washes. Use what you have first. And then when you're starting to run low, then go buy it. You don't need to do fear buying where you're just stockpiling and then that stuff sits there forever. So when I am on my last bottle of lotion and I want some of that cream, then I will go purchase it. But I always love to buy trending items, especially when people are talking about it, things like that. And then I already kind of mentioned this, number 9, fear buying, and then we end up overstocking. And I've had friends say these kind of things, Dawn, you better go buy this now because we don't know if there's going to be a supply of it next month. You better get it now. And so we're always constantly out buying because of the fear buying, and also because we just think, they're creating urgency for us to buy these. That's what's great, powerful about marketing. But if we stay out of the stores and we don't watch triggering type advertisements, and we unsubscribe for things, and we stay home, or we go out with a friend or do outdoor activities, and we stay away from all this, where our minds won't be always seeing all these tempting advertisements. So basically, it's kind of, I think we can end up overstocking because of all this, which brings me to the last point, FOMO, fear of missing out. And I know that I have it, especially if somebody's getting a great deal or there's a new product out there or something trending or something fun. Like I'll see a fun new recipe and I'll want to try it. But in order to try it, I've got to go order ingredients online and use someone's discount code to get that item. Well, I don't need it that badly. Or I might have to buy a certain kitchen gadget in order to make that recipe. And I want to be able to do it because everyone else is doing it. So there's lots of things I think can keep us broke. And, it seems like we're always searching for the next best thing, the next best great deal. And we don't want to miss out on anything. I know that I can be that way. but I'm changing. And I'm doing more mindful shopping, and I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm using all the abundance I have at home. So let me know what you guys think. Are you guilty of any of these things? I want to hear from you in the comments below. That's all I have to say for now. I love you, I appreciate you, and I sure hope you come back for tomorrow morning's video. Bye-bye.